I get to talk about one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm talking about Steven Spielberg's Jaws. Jaws came out in the summer of 1975. Over 67 million people went out that summer to go and watch this movie, making it the first summer blockbuster. I remember a story that my dad told me around the time when I first started watching Jaws, that Jaws was so popular and crazy that there was lines wrapped around the theater to go see it. And at that time, that hadn't really happened before. But even today, people are afraid to go in the water because of that movie. It's still effective. The scares and the tension and the intensity still holds up. When Jaws was released, it was released on 490 screens. Within 78 days, it would become the highest grossing film of all time. How much money would it have to make to become the highest grossing film of all time? Well, it managed to make $472 million at the box office to take that title. It was able to become the highest grossing film of all time with only a $9 million budget, which for inflation today would roughly be around $43 million for a budget. I think most people know this, but if you don't, Jaws is actually based off a novel that was made in 1974 by Peter Benchley. And in 1916, there was actually a series of beach attacks from a shark. And they were very similar to what happened in the film. A swimmer in the surf, a dog, and a boy were all victims. According to the writer of the film, not the novel, according to the writer of the film, the line, "You're gonna need a bigger boat," was actually not scripted and was ad-libbed by the actor Roy Schneider. So before the movie came out, the average summer tourist of Martha's Vineyard was around 5,000 people. After the movie came out, it skyrocketed to 15,000. And speaking of Martha's Vineyard, this was actually the first time that the location was used for a feature film. When the movie was first submitted to the MPAA for rating submission, it was actually given a rated R rating, and it had to be trimmed down to a PG rating, and by doing that, they took out some of the scenes with severed body parts. So you're probably sitting there wondering, well, why didn't they just make it PG-13? There's no nudity, and yeah, there's a little bit of body parts and gore, but it's nowhere near what a rated R movie should be. Well, you can also thank Steven Spielberg for that, but not yet, because the PG-13 rating didn't come out yet until Indiana Jones 2. That new rating of PG-13 would not come out yet until 1984. Now, after all the pop culture success of Jaws, it still wasn't done. Academy Awards season came up, and it won 3 Academy Awards. Those including Best Sound, Best Film Editing, and Best Original Dramatic Score. I sure learned a lot when I was coming up with this list for the video. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. I watch it at least once a year, every year. Until this day, still kind of gives me goosebumps on some of the scenes. Don't forget to find me on Facebook, Pierce Productions. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on this video. And smile, you son of a...